What is electrical engineering? Have you ever thought of studying electrical engineering? What do electrical engineers do? What kind of subjects do electrical engineers study? Today, this evening, we'll be talking about electrical engineering, and to help us dissect and digest our topic today, I am joined with an electrical engineering graduate, Chisola Nyara. Good evening, Chisola.
Good evening, Jonathan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? How is Zambia?
I'm good. Zambia is okay. We are surviving.
I see you are putting on your engineer's suit. Is that an engineer's suit?
Yeah, I'm putting on a protective suit to show that there is work going on somewhere. So yeah, we are
Oh,
somewhere sighting some places.
oh, that's very nice. So Chisola, let's dive into it right now. So for the sake of our viewers, who is Chisola Nyala?
Solanyala is a recent graduate in electrical engineering. I did my degree in India at NIT Rourkela. So the course was for 4 years. I went there in 2016. Then I did my high school in Livingstone at Hillcrest National Technical High School. That was in 2015 when I graduated. Then I went to India in 2016. So I'm a recent graduate, just doing the most in terms of freelancing, just finding clients on my own, setting up solar power systems, house wiring. So that's what I'm doing at the moment, whilst I search for other opportunities. I think that's Solanyala in a nutshell.
Okay, that's very good. That's so interesting. Chisola Nyala, in your own words, how would you define electrical engineering?
So electrical engineering is a branch of engineering that is basically dealing with electricity as well as electronics and its applications. So wherever we have the applications of electricity and electronics, in other words, the flow of electricity and the devices we use, that's why we're talking about electronics. So we're talking about electricity and the applications, so applications of electricity. So we deal with electronics and other electrical machines.
Okay, so for the sake of that young high school student, what work do electrical engineers do? Just in simple words, the kind of work that electrical engineers do.
So in simple words, I would say some of the work that an electrical engineer does is to make sure that you have the lighting in your house. That means to make sure you have a TV on in your house. But not only that, electrical engineers also make sure that your devices, like your TV that you watch all the time, is safe. Your lights also are safe. Your house is safe, so that when you receive electricity from the pole that you see, your house doesn't catch fire. So electrical engineers are there to provide electricity to you and make sure it's safe, so that you can enjoy its effect.
Okay, interesting. I hope you don't get electrocuted in the process of fixing those stuffs and doing those kinds of stuffs.
Yeah, it happens. People get electrocuted, so you have to make sure your fundamentals are very right, because electrical engineering is not just an engineering where you can just go in without really making sure your fundamentals are right, because there is no wrong or there is no mistake in the field. Once you make a mistake, you're gone. So yeah, just have to make sure you're comfortable and you understand your fundamentals. Then you're safe to go. As long as you know that stuff, then you're safe.
Yeah, okay. Chisola, like you've graduated from India with a BSc in electrical engineering. Uh, um, how do you think electrical engineering is profitable in our generation right now, in our time right now? How do you think is it profitable now?
Yeah, so electrical engineering is it needs to be a profitable uh, area of study. So I don't know from what perspective are we talking about it, whether economics, for the economy of the country, or for me as an engineer. So there are two ways we can look at
Yeah,
it.
just take it as a
So it's
general
like yours.
question. Just as a general question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll talk on both sides. So in general, it's profitable to the economy. Why? Because when you look at electrical engineering, it's like you're studying the fundamental, or actually the backbone of engineering. That's how I put it. Because everything actually needs electricity to flow. Talking about the manufacturing industry, you might be a farmer, but there's machinery. Machinery needs to run. You need power for that. You might be in any other field you might think of. It might be health. You need proper technology in health, so you need electricity to flow. So you'll find that it is really a very important field because it's going to boost productivity in general. Manufacturing is boosted if you have more power and then you have more production. So that's from the point of the economic benefit of electrical engineering. That's why we need to invest in power production, because we will have more production as a nation, making us economically stable. Then from the point of an engineer, it's really a very satisfying job because you are providing electricity. Like I said, it's nearly everything that powers everything. Whatever you think of today that is machinery, it will always use electricity. So there is the happiness that comes with you fixing the components, making sure people are happy. Just imagine you go to a village, there is no power. Then you install a solar power system. You see the happiness from the people. So it gives you the satisfaction of to see you are getting the first hand effect of what you did, because you can provide electricity. You can put water pumps. Then people are excited. They are getting purified water. So you get it's the action with the work. But in general, it is really a satisfying field of engineering.
Great, interesting, interesting. Yeah, so for the sake of a high school graduate or someone who is still in high school, like in simple words and
Yes.
in a very plain language, where do electrical engineers work? Like someone may just say that, well, if I do electrical engineering, I just need to wait for ZESCO to employ me. So, like, where do electrical
Okay.
engineers work?
Yeah. So they work. Okay, I'm going to break down the industry.
Mhm.
So like in Zambia, of course, you work in ZESCO. ZESCO is the main company. You can work in any other electrical utility company. Some
Mhm.
of them they are not producing electricity, but they are fixing machinery. Yeah, there are a lot of them. There is Drake and Gorham. There is Davis and Sheriff. You can work in companies that are into solar installation. You can work for the bank, because at the bank there are systems there are machines that are powered by electricity, so you need to maintain the machines. You can work for Zambif because they've got machinery. You can work for Zambia Sugar. There's good machinery over there, electrical machines. So you can basically work almost anywhere there where there is machinery at all. So you find we also have there are also opportunities even in UN. UN also needs electrical engineers. So there is really a lot of places where you can work as an electrical engineer. It's not just working in the mainstream in terms of ZESCO being the main suppliers of electricity, but there are a lot of companies out there that are into maintenance of electrical machines. So the market is the list is endless when it comes to Zambia even itself. There are a lot of personal companies that a lot of Zambians have started that just inspect houses, whether the house is properly wired, electrically wired, whether the house is functioning properly. So it's not just Zesco. There's a lot there. You can even work for a lot of multi-billionaire companies in the world. World Bank also needs electrical engineers. So the list goes on. There's a lot of places where you can work from.
Wow, wow, that's so interesting. That's very, very, very interesting. You are now making me think that I had to do electrical engineering. Very, very. It has a very huge scope of
Yes,
study.
it has a yeah, it has really has it has a broad market. You just need to do your research very well. Like you need to learn how to search for the jobs. That's I think that's the hardest part. But there are a lot of places where you can work.
So, what really inspired you to do electrical engineering?
Okay, sure. So I was saying, my interest in the field was actually initiated by an analogy which I made up, which is when I look at the human body, the flow of blood in the human body, it's a fundamental thing. Once blood stops flowing to your brain, you stop functioning. So I looked at that and said, what is similar to this when I look at the engineering industry? Then I came to realize it's electrical engineering, because you need electricity to power the machines. You need electricity to, to support the manufacturing industry. You need the electricity to support the medical health industry. There is need for electricity to support the mining industry. Whatever industry you want to talk about, which is really essential when it comes to the economy, it really depends on power supply. So to me, that was the interest. And I said, I think I need to enter into the mainstream so that I can be able to touch, and make a difference by doing this kind of work.
All right, cool. So, what kind of subjects do electrical engineers study during their program?
So when it comes to the courses that electrical engineers do, the heart is mathematics. Math will always be there. You need to do math. Then there is basic electronics as a subject. There is basic electrical, rather physics, physics of electricity as a subject. You do communication as a subject. You do power systems as a subject. You do analog electronics. You do digital electronics. You do power system protection. You do courses like um, courses like digital systems. You also do courses like computing as well, because you need to you do embedded systems. That is something you need to do when you want to make sure the circuits that you make interact with some certain commands. You've seen automatic lights, how do they operate, those kind of things. So there's really a list of subjects that you do.
Okay, interesting. That's very, very interesting. I think we are now coming to an end of our interview. But what advice
Sure.
would you give to a young aspiring electrical engineer out there in Zambia?
So the advice I would give to someone who wants to do electrical engineering is that they should do their research about the industry. They should really know the industry. How is it classified? Where are the possible places of work? The reason you want to do that is because it will give you a broader classification of broader classification of the work when it comes to the course, and that is going to help you when you do your course, because the best you do is select your final year project and research in the similar manner to where you would like to work from, like the industry, the classification of work that you want to do. So in short, begin thinking about specialization even with your first degree, because what happens is that when you complete your degree without really thinking about that, you'll be in a position where you've learned a lot of things, but you don't really have the expertise about anything. So if you're put in a plant or somewhere and you're taught to work from the start, just there, you cannot deliver the work, because school is actually just meant to, put you in a place to prepare you for the industry so that you can be a quick learner, you know. So that now for you to set yourself apart from the other applicants for the work you're doing, you need to show that you know something about the work. So that's the reason why your research has to be of your interest, in line with the industry in terms of what you'd like to do in the industry, so that when even you are given a job on the spot, you can say something. So I think that's the biggest lesson I would give to someone who is doing the course in electrical engineering. Think about specialization and put your mind there, because there's a lot that you do in the 4 years course. Otherwise, you can just come out of the course and you don't have the confidence, and you don't want to do that, because companies need some people who can deliver the work.
Well, that's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, Chisola, thank you very
Yes.
much for your time. We are now coming to the end of the interview. We truly appreciate for your time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and we wish you all the
Yeah, thank you
best
so much for the interview. I'm proud.
Yeah, we wish you all the best in all your endeavors and in your career.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I wish you the same, and I'm looking forward to seeing greater things from your side as well.
Right. Thank you, Chisola. Have a blessed night.
Thank you so much. Have a blessed night too.
All right.